Welcome guys, the Canted red dot sight was recently put into the PUBG. And now after some time of playing around with it, I think it's time to bring it to the test. A canted sight is a fun way to alternate between a close range red dot and a scope, and I have had lot of fun using it, but how will you properly use it, and also what are the best ways to take advantage of it, which will lead you to your favorite chicken dinner, will be discussed in this video, so stay tuned. PUBG has given us two ways to use the canted sight. First one is tap to use scope, which will lead you to this button, by which you can tap open and close the canted red dot sight easily. At the first glance it looks good, but if you are an hold scope player then there is a problem for you, as you have to tap every time you want to open or close the canted scope. But this is what tap scope players does, thus these settings are perfect for the tap scope players if they put these two buttons side by side and control them with any one finger, as when the enemy is closer to you then use the canted scope button, and if the enemy is a distance from you then use the normal scope button. As follow. I am not good at this one as I am a hold scope player. Now, second one is tap to switch scope, which I think is the best way to use the canted sight effectively and fluently, and it works best for hold scope players. As on tapping on it, you can change the scope from normal to canted and vice versa without losing the ability of holding scope, which will help you to maintain your speed. You can use this in this manner. If you get any confusion which scope will open on opening the scope, look at the crosshair. If it is tilted, canted sight will open, and not then normal scope will open. The canted sight combined with the scope will take up a large portion of your screen, as you can see here with all the available combinations shown. It is worst with 8x. So yeah, there's a player standing nearby, which is the whole problem. You might miss out some potentially very important information. The canted red dot sight itself is also smaller than a normal red dot. While handling your weapon without any scope, the weapon and the hands of your player model still take up more space too. It is worth noting that shooting with canted sight affects the recoil pattern, and your spray will pull very slightly to the side. But it is not a big deal since you'd most likely only use the canted sight on close range anyway. Leaning is different with canted sight, because if you lean right, you will have to expose yourself more if you want to hit with a canted sight. But if you lean left, you have to expose yourself less. It's all due to the weapon being tilted of course, but if you only lean left there is a small benefit to using a canted sight. At last I can only say that canted sight is fun thing to use, but it is not necessary thing as there are very less situation where you really need it. Sacrificing so much visibility for this special usable situation is simply not worth it if you going for the win, and especially for competitive. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.